This is now BBC Radio. Question for David Barron, really. Obviously, the franchise is going to expire before too long. That's inevitable. So UK cinema is looking for the next big franchise, something to run 5, 6, 7 big episodes. From your long experience with Potter now, what's going to be the essence of that? What's the key to something which is a big, returnable movie franchise?
They're very hard to find. I mean, obviously, something that has something that's cool that everyone can resonate with, and the themes that Potter abounds with actually are all things that people in all walks of life can resonate with. But we should also remember that this is the first franchise of its kind that actually has this kind of longevity and this amount of popularity. And so I too would love to find out what's at the heart of it all and find the next one, but they're not that easy to come across.
Okay, thank you. If we return to the third row there are two gentlemen, Anwar and the chap beside. Anwar, would you like to go first? Thank you.
Yeah, it's a question for Jim. I wonder if you drew on any persons from your past in your characterisation of Slughorn, and also as a supplementary, what was it like being reunited with Tom Felton on screen?
Yeah, well, Tom's brilliant because he was, for those of you who don't know, he was my screen-lit son in The Borrowers. P. Green was his character in that, and he was a charming, delightful little character. Then he's changed so much. So no, Tom was great, and he was very welcoming when I got to the Potter set. And yes, I drew on a lot of my old school teachers, really, and particularly my headmaster, who had a beady eye and was he wasn't quite as eccentric as Horace Slughorn, but he didn't have quite such an eccentric name either. So he was, no, I did draw on my old teachers from school.
And the gentleman beside Anwar.
Yes, this is for Rupert, Jesse, and Emma. It's all about raging hormones, a great deal of this. How did you cope with that? What did you draw on for experience? And Rupert, how does it feel to be, fought over in such a way?
Yeah, it was quite fun actually. All that sort of side in this film, it was quite a new thing. It was really enjoyable actually. It was obviously there was a kiss as well. It was like probably the second time that me and Jess had probably met, and it was quite. It was a room full of people, and it was a little bit embarrassing to start off with, but yeah, I mean it was good fun.
Yeah, I think it's quite accurate as well of that age group. And that I remember when I was that age, I was so excited by boys, and I had huge crushes, and you could equally be as devastated when it's not requited. So I think, as Lavender Brown, I think that she is quite an honest character. I think it's not, she does at times seem probably like a bit of a caricature, but I think she does just have a big heart, and she's just quite typical of kind of a teenager, really, who's obsessed with Ron.
I think it's fun because I think we're all maybe a year or two older than our characters are in the books and in the films. So I feel as if we kind of experience everything first, and then have that experience then apply to the characters. And sometimes I have to bring myself back with Hermione, because she is so innocent and naive, and she really is very vulnerable in this film. She really does get her heart broken by Ron and Lavender and that whole situation. So yeah, it's I think it's so amazing to be playing a role that you're growing up with, and you're learning things, and yeah, it's really good.
Okay, there's a gentleman in the sixth row, in fact two chaps in the sixth row here. Darryl, if you'd like to take the microphone first, and then the guy beside you, and we'll come forward after that. Thank you.
Question for Jim Broadbent. How much did you know about the franchise before coming to the role? Have you read this book just for your own interest? Did you have to go back and read all the previous?
No, I didn't. I don't know if I had to go back and read all the previous. I read the first one when it came out and loved it, and saw the films. And when this one cropped up, I read this one, which was quite hard to catch up with, not having read the intervening 3 or 4. But it's pretty it's all there in the script, and that was so I was aware of it certainly, and I was actually came to the premiere last year for the last one, which was the year before, wasn't it? Now, yeah. But, so that got me right in the mood.
I'm not sure if this microphone's working yet, but there's a lady just forward of Daryl, if you'd like to ask a question.
For Le Parisien in France, I have a question for David Barron. The first movies were directed by several filmmakers. Why have you chosen to give the last 4 ones to the same filmmaker, David Yates?
Well, first I should say that we did offer, all of the previous directors were offered a second bite of the cherry. And obviously Chris Columbus leapt at it. He had the energy of 10 men, so he was able to go straight from one film to another. Alfonso and Mike Newell both had a really enjoyable but terribly tiring experience, I think, and by the end of it they just wanted a bit of a rest and they weren't quite ready to jump straight back into the saddle. David Yates is indefatigable. He just has the energy of 20 men, and he just loves making films, and so he leapt at the chance of coming back. And we are huge admirers of his, obviously, otherwise you wouldn't have asked him to come aboard in the first place, and we're just thrilled that he keeps coming back.
And there's another gentleman in the 6th row, yes?
It's a question, I hope it doesn't make you cringe for Emma and Rupert. I'm afraid Dan Radcliffe said in Esquire that between the 3rd and the 5th film, that it was all, the atmosphere was very horny, there wasn't between you because you're the only girls and boys you all knew at that point. I mean, is that true?
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
I don't know if we'd quite use that word.
No. Horny. Mm. I don't.
I suppose like in the early days there was. I don't know though. Because I don't know.
I don't know what to say. I think certainly when we were younger, we were always going back and forth from school to filming, so it wasn't like Dan and Rupert were the only boys I ever met or saw in my life. But I think, I don't know, I think it would be of huge media interest if one of the three of us were hooking up. Unfortunately, we don't have that story for you. We've grown up together, from the age of 10 to 19, 20, and they're just like our siblings, so nothing between the three of us. I mean, if you ask other members of the cast, I don't know. But I don't think there is any, there haven't been any pairings like that.
There really
sorry,
hasn't,
it's really boring. Sorry.